kind of VODs is quite literally you scroll along until the video starts, you click cut, and you scroll along until it ends, you click cut, and then when you've got all the scenes together, you click export. It's really not that exciting. I ended up doing that for 5 hours. I actually cut up all the stuff from December so far, and got it uploaded to YouTube, and even got the first the next 2 weeks edited and set up and labeled and stuff and thumbnailed to go up on YouTube already. So I had a very productive night last night. That didn't involve just going home and relaxing playing games. Instead, I've relaxed by sitting right here in my room and editing YouTube videos. Hello everyone who's maybe out on YouTube listening in here as well. Let's kick this off, guys. As we get this going, we have to the bottom left-hand side from Jin Green Wings. The blue Zerg player is Rogue. He is up against the red Terran in the upper right side of the map from Splice TY. Alright, so game 1 of this best of 3 series. Honestly, there is not very much hype about this tournament for some reason. I don't know what it is, but people are just not like, I just don't think they know what's going on and all of this and that. But this is super, super exciting. I mean, what a great tournament it is. I'm coming in as a replacement for Tenchi, who wasn't here yesterday, and then also wasn't here again today. So I'm here again today. I might be here again tomorrow if he again isn't here. It's all just we're just figuring out where Tenchi is. I assume he's off somewhere for the holidays and he's just not checking his Skype or so, and he's maybe forgotten or something. I don't actually obviously really know because, yeah, I guess Tenchi is Tenchi, but Tenchi is currently missing, so I'm coming in as a bit of a replacement. Today I'm doing a much better job as a replacement. I'm actually here on time to replace. I mean, yesterday it was one of those kind of out of nowhere things. I was just like chilling. I was about to go out and buy a new phone, and then I thought, I'll just check how the Master Coliseum is going. I saw there was no English stream, so we ran into cast, and that was the start of my 12-hour workday apparently. But yeah, we ran into cast, and now here we are again today. This time on time, which is great. We can get these matches going from the start. And you see TY for Reaper coming down to the bottom right, left-hand side of the map, getting this started. So Reaper coming over from TY, nothing too crazy from Rogue though, just a hatch gas pool, doesn't go pool first to apply any pressure or anything, and he just gets those 6 Zerglings so that he can deal with this Reaper without too many issues. If you only have a couple of Lings, they go down a bit too fast, and then the Reaper actually has a very good time, but now the Reaper's forced to dance with these Zerglings for quite a while, and that's exactly what's going on right there. So Reaper having a good little dance, then getting pushed away, and TY just says, okay, well let's go, no second gas for me. Third CC though, thank you very much. This is going to play a huge, huge macro game here, TY. As his reactor finishes up on the racks, all he can really afford right now is to go into either Hellions or like Marine Widowmine. It looks as though it maybe be Marine Widowmine or a fast siege tank is also something of a possibility. He moves that factory along. Obviously, without the Hellions, you're going to be a little bit more vulnerable to early Zerglings, so you do need something in the early stages of this game to be able to defend, especially with that fast third CC and no second gas. You're limited in what you can do, but, well, let's see what's going to happen as we do see the starport about to finish up. A couple of Marines is going to be gathering out on the front, and we do see this Reaper from TY going to be popping up back home as well. If you see these couple of little frame drops of server lags, guys, it is just because we're casting on the Korean server today. There's absolutely nothing we can do about it. We've tried to fix it in so many different ways, and just none of it works, so unfortunately, it's just something we kind of have to put up with. As you do see the tech lab dropping down on the starport. It's quiet because it's usually holiday. It's usually holidays now. Well, no, actually, usually the holidays are even busier. People get really excited and they all off work, so they all come and watch StarCraft. Which is why I'm even more surprised that this event isn't like as hyped up. Although I think it is just a case of it's again just maybe not very well promoted. I mean, it wasn't even on the Team Liquid calendar when I went to bed last night, which I probably should have done. But it's really difficult. I don't have internet at home, so I have to like tether it to my phone to my laptop, and it just feels like effort to set that up, you know. So yeah, you know, it feels like a lot of effort to get that set up. And if I could have done it on my phone easily, I would have done. But adding things to the TL calendar on your phone is not. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. So it's not that the TL calendar is hard to set up or anything. It's just not something you want to do on your phone because you got to find the links, copy paste them in, and this and that. It just isn't good. Reaper hops up to the high ground, deals some damage as we do see the Battlecruiser ability from TY. So he's going straight into this. Apparently this is still quite popular in Korea. In Europe, people have really started to kind of fade away from it, realizing that, well, there is very good counters to it. I think Reno versus Seoul is a really cool example of how you can shut down that sort of BC play. And Reno had a great style against it. I loved it, actually. He used, like, a really cool, good defense initially, then some Roach aggression, which he turned into Corruptors. Then he got Swarm Host, and he just kept swarming his opponent with Roach, Ravager, Swarm Host, and Corruptors in the sky to push the BCs back. It was really, really cool. But, yeah, it definitely feels much more like a Korean server thing right now rather than a European server. Tell you what, though, feels like this might just be the single Battlecruiser, because back at home, okay, second Battlecruiser just started. For a moment I was like, well, you know, second, you know, no TC, but he does start 1-1 in Sim, and that's a lot of money. But he is able to, well, deal quite a bit of damage here so far. The Queens were out of position on the third base. And, well, not out of position, that's where the BC was originally, but as it flies into the natural, getting some good damage done. And again, the bio follow-up, that's a little bit less common here. We're more oftentimes seeing the follow-up where you go into the extra factories and you play the Hellion Cyclone style, and you just continuously apply pressure throughout the game. But TY having none of that today. He wants to play that bio. He's getting some siege tanks up. One thing with this bio is he does have a very... Well, actually, his marine count's pretty good because he never made Hellions, right? That's actually really smart. The fact he never made Hellions means that his marine count's actually very good despite, because he's building Battlecruisers, his extra production being so late. I really like that, because usually you have this weird situation where, you know, if he'd done this normally and he'd gone into, like Hellions and then switched into bio, he would have, like, a few Hellions here, but no marines to apply pressure or anything when Stim was done. But now it's a completely different story. I really like that. That's actually pretty sick as Battlecruiser number 2 comes flying into the natural. Queen is under fire already. Nice transfuse to keep it alive. Transfuse number 2. This Queen is not going to be dropping down. A couple of drones will be, though. Just want to point out at home, a Raven on the way up as well, by the way. That's going to be an anti-armor missile. Anti-armor missile really does so well for the BCs. You guys see how fast they are firing. They have a 0.16 for attack speed. So they are firing over 5 times a second. And that anti-armor missile means that every time they attack, they're dealing more damage on anti-armored units because there's no armor on them. Battlecruiser into the main base as well as TY comes in and will just teleport that BC away. That's the benefit of once that BC gets low, the teleport's off cooldown because there's BC number 1. Obviously this BC doesn't have teleport off cooldown because it just teleported in recently. But this is so much damage dealt here. That's 21. Look at this. Because he didn't try and dive Hellions by or anything, he's killed 21 drones, 9 Lings, an Overlord, and a Queen. Tell you what, though, I mean, usually Rogue at this, I mean, usually you do try and dive Hellions by to kind of keep the Queens out of position. Imagine if you had Hellions, like, would Rogue even be alive right now? It's actually interesting because Zergs have usually been overmaking Ling Bane to kind of deflect those Hellion attacks as the Battlecruisers come in so they can focus their Queens on the Battlecruisers. I wonder if that's actually hurt Rogue here, because he's made a lot of Ling Bane that's just not been used at all, because there's been absolutely no reason to use it. Let's see if he's continuing to repair the BCs up here. That command center going to lift up, heading up to the top side of the map. 4th base from TY on the way down. I mean, Rogue is surviving, but you have to imagine that when he gets into this maxed out situation, it's still going to be TY. He's going to have a great army. I mean, the only thing I will say for TY is he hasn't really done anything about the creep spread, although he has kept the Queens busy, so it's not as bad as if it had just been completely, you know, left alone all game. So the Queens have obviously been kept busy, but the creep spread's still pretty good, and so, you know, a large push from TY is going to have to push very slowly. And you see Crypt is still pressing forwards here from Rogue. Lingbane Hydra would love to see him already just set some Lings up, set them up over here, wait for that move out and just run the Lingbane in as soon as that Terran player moves out, because those counterattacks are going to be essential, I think, to Rogue to getting back into this a little bit here, dealing some eco damage, but not just dealing the eco damage, just straight up being able to kind of keep the Terran busy for a little while longer while he continues to set up. Love this, the Raven being used to clean out active creep tumors, although then the Raven falls back towards the rest of the army, as the BCs are going to head on over to the left-hand side. Lingbane Hydra going to continue along with this, so chasing them along, but it actually gives the Terran player a huge amount of time to set up on the right side of the map. The Hydras are going down. I mean, that's 3 Hydras killed already. Remember, these BCs have teleports. What he's going to do is teleport on top of the army. Oh no, did he just teleport them back on? Okay, that surprises me, actually. I thought he was just going to teleport them over here and join the main army. Which again, TY's gone into a good position. Going to stem forwards here right now. He has that scan. This wasn't a scan to get creep because of the Raven is here, obviously. This was just a scan to see what the army's looking like. to see where it's positioned. You can see Rogue is setting up a little bit of a flank around, ready to come in from 2 angles. A couple of the tanks on siege, and now would be the time. 1 tank re-sieges, and here we go. Rogue coming on in. The Banes are not reaching those Marines that are clumped up on the bottom side, though, but here we go. Marines getting hit by the Banes on the top. And this is now a cleanup by Rogue. TY shut down. Good engagement by Rogue. Exactly what he needed. TY has money, though. I wonder what would happen if those BCs made it to the main base. Just distract that army a little while longer. Give the bio a bit more time to apply pressure over there. Will this game be uploaded to YouTube? Yes, but my issue right now is I currently have my YouTube queued up until the end of January with VODs. So I'm in a bit of a weird spot where it's like I don't actually know what to do. I don't know whether to do extra uploads or I don't know whether to... I actually have no idea. So it will go on YouTube. I'd say a better bet if you want to share it in the near future is to actually check out my Twitch VODs. I always have my Twitch VODs accessible to anybody. So you can always get them as soon as the stream ends. They're available, so you can go back, watch games, share them with people and stuff like that. Honestly, like, it's just because we have so much content for YouTube right now. I'm trying to figure out what to do about it because I've never actually had this issue where I've casted so many games of StarCraft 2 that I literally can't upload them all in a reasonable manner. Like, it's a little bit ridiculous. TY is maxed out again. Another push down the right-hand side. Drilling claws, free upgrades on the way up. We saw an infestation pit added on by Rogue, and he does have Hive, but... Okay, there we go. The first sort of movements in towards that Hive tech. Ultras Cavern and a final Carapace upgrade getting started. Well, here you go. Bane's running in, and they're not going to really connect on much. And Marauder's doing a good job tanking. The tank's getting some good shots off there as well. As those Marauders send ahead, they're able to pick off a Queen. Couple tanks getting sieged up, and we're going to be seeing drones being picked away at. And some Banes, Lings, and Hydras just hanging out from Rogue over to the left-hand side. You'll see a Queen in some trouble as you see the Lings running in from the right side as well. Just be careful with this, starting to split backwards. A lot of these Banelings starting to go down right here. A lot of Banelings going down as you're going to see those Lings continue to run in. And those Medivacs lifting those Marines up, getting them out through the top side. Command Center on the far right might have to back off here for a moment. And TY again is shut down. Rogue is trading badly, in fairness. Like, I mean, this is 15,000 to 10,000 resources lost. So Rogue does need to do something about that. He needs to out-expand TY. And things such as shutting down this 5th base, well, that's exactly the sort of thing that's going to help him do that, although that's only going to cost him a whole bunch more Hydras. Oh, no. Another 1,500 resources lost here by Rogue. That's painful. Bigling counterattack now up to the top side of the map. Huge amount of Lings. Again, I feel like these run-bys and so on should have been trying to come in throughout the game, but Rogue's just been kept so busy he hasn't had the chance to really think about it. And that's why setting up those run-bys early can help you a little bit, because then you don't have to just be like, oh my god, I'm being attacked. You could have run some in while you go and set up the flank as well. You're going to see that little bit of bio continue to press forwards. 4 drones already down. Here we go. Lings and Banes still running through here right now. And you're going to be seeing the Widow lines going off again. Just going to be seeing those Marines continue to pull backwards. We're going to be seeing again the Marauders going down. Another tank going to be picked off here. The Marines continue to press on in by TY. And Rogue is going to hold off this army of the Terran player. Advanced Ballistics currently on the way up here from TY. A Liberator on the way out. And again, this Biotank force is still just gathering up together. Advanced Ballistics is going to be very important for helping out against these Ultralisks. As after the Ultras, Rogue will probably try and make a dive towards the Broodlords as well. But even if he gets the opportunity, why is he getting... Oh, you know what? This upgrade always makes me think that it's Adaptive Talons, the Lurker upgrade. I'm not used to this Anabolic Synthesis upgrade at all. It's like 10% increased movement speed for Ultras off of creep. I am just not used to seeing that still. Like, I feel like most games, it feels like it never even gets built. Or it's kind of a fast upgrade, so I guess during the craziness of late game when Ultras are first out, it's very easy to miss. I know it's been in the game almost a month now, but I'm still just a little bit useless at recognizing it somehow. You can see the Banes and Ultras actually going to run up this ramp and running in towards these few siege tanks. Lings getting a bit of a surround there. Ultra jumping on top as well. And this is actually a complete shutdown here. Marauders lifting up and backing away. And those couple of tanks still just sat in the background. Marines dropping into the main base here, so there's quite a few units from TY that can push forwards in towards the main base. Zerglings coming around over the left-hand side. You're going to be seeing Zerglings able to come over to this far left, and they are going to go and try and nibble their way through some of those Marines. A few Marines going to lift up into those Medivacs, and still some Zerglings just hanging out up to this top side. Both players on 85 workers, by the way, and that's what's allowed TUI to just keep on pushing and trading and pushing and trading again and again and again and again. In a way, it's kind of why his army does get cleaned up every time, because he's got so many workers that Rogue does, is able to kind of clean up his army, because that's, Terran's kind of meant to have a bit of a larger army against Zerg at this stage of the game. But because he doesn't, he obviously has a huge bank, and so rebuilding, he can just kind of throw these attacks across the map so regularly. Although attacks like that, those Banes obviously aren't going to help TY much at all. Medivacs and Liberators head back up to the top side here. Plus one vehicle plating about to finish up on the armory. 18 more Zerglings in production. What a fantastic game to get going in our first game here today. Honestly, yesterday's games were a little bit underwhelming, I would say, for the quality of the group. Today, well, if the rest of the games keep up like this, we're in for an absolute treat of a day of StarCraft 2. It's going to be absolutely fab as we see Transfuse coming down. Ultra getting healed up a little bit. Lings and Banes still setting up here, and my voice is just dying off a little bit. Let me grab a little gulp of water. Oh, apologies, guys. Sorry, my voice was just like, what you haven't watered me today. I need some help. Croak, 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 croak. Man, look at the resources lost. 12,000 resources difference. And if we had a resources Minecraft, you know that TY would be up there, probably at least equal with, or probably more than Rogue. Because he has got all of these bases, right? He's got those mules. That's a very dead queen. These Liberators make it so difficult to engage into, but Rogue doesn't have the money to afford Corruptors. So he just has to make do with what he has, which is, well, a couple of Vipers to try and deal with those Liberators by abducting them into what is a very low Hydra count as well. Here we go, going to move on forwards here. There's a couple of Widow Mines set back in this as well. The Ultras go down so quickly. There's just so many Liberators. I mean, some of them there that got abducted I don't even think were sieged originally. Now they're going to siege up as well, and that's going to be a GG. TY just jumping to game number 2 of this as we do start to the top right-hand side of the map. This is our blue Zerg player, Rogue, up against the red Terran in the lower left-hand side, TY. Man, I am really, my throat is just really like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a little bit cranky. Let me grab myself a drink out the fridge. So as a Terran, I should go up to 85 workers. It's a style of play. It's not like the standard go-to. TY likes to play 85 workers and aggressively expand. By aggressively expanding, what he does is he forces the Zerg attention elsewhere, and by aggressively expanding, he kind of constantly attacks himself, knowing he can throw away units with his high worker count. And by constantly attacking himself, he's able to keep on remaxing, trade effectively, but keep the Zerg from stopping him, keep the Zerg away from like denying expansions and running by. I mean, did we see a single run by from Rogue that game? No. Is Rogue incapable of doing run bys? No. He was just under that much pressure. 85 workers is brilliant for like just consistently attacking, but you do not want 85 workers if you're just going to sit back and then move out one time. You need to move out and keep on moving out again and again. And you'll notice every single time TY took a fight, it was pretty much always moving down the right-hand side of the map. That's because he was expanding through the left side of the map. Again, it's all about just having that constant stream of units, constantly forcing the Zerg to think about being elsewhere. And having a large number, if it was just a couple medevacs, the Zerg can very easily say, okay, I'm going to take a chunk of Lings and counterattack. But if it's a large army, every single time you rebuild and you've got that going, every single time the Zerg's like, well, how the hell do I send Lings across the map? I can't. So, yeah. It's, it really is a style of play, very different to kind of how you'd kind of oftentimes play TvZ, I would say. It was very well suited for the way that game went. I feel like usually, I mean, 70 to 75-ish workers is very good. And then obviously maybe moving away from there a little bit further down, obviously for earlier game in the game. It really depends how the game goes. So, we'll see. We're going to be popping through from TY into the center of the map. I'm just going to be poking around. Third hatch, taking a little bit of damage there. Link speed is on the way up. Marine and a couple of Hellions coming out. Starport is about to finish. And we get this going. So a couple drones on the way through here. And there's that medevac coming in. And again, Reaper just poking around in the main base, trying to see what's going on. Vaughn, what on earth are you doing? This is the second day in a row almost now. You weren't here yesterday, but it's like 2 days in 1 week where you showed up on time for the stream. What's going on? First series of the day, you're here again. Wow. Armory dropping down from TY, so he's going to go for this 420 attack. And hashtag blaze it, where he's going to try and blaze some drones and drop a few Marines with it. Obviously has hellbats, has the 3 Marines in a medevac going across the map. He's even bringing a couple of SCVs for some repair in action, so that's going to get going. The medevac actually started to leave without the Marines. There's a single Zerg trying to get some info. Doesn't seem much apart from 2 Hellions left at home, so actually very well hidden so far, TY. Rogue has no idea there's SCVs coming across the map with this. How did you see those units coming over? So Armory about to be put to use as the Hellions will morph into Hellbats. Armory finished just as he arrives and they go boom, it's 420, the Hellbats are morphed in. And already a few Marines pushing that Overlord away. Rogue needs a few more Zerglings to help deal with this. His first Queen's already taking some damage. Tell you what, his Queens don't have any energy, do they? Those are some very low energy Queens. He doesn't have any transfusions really. A couple of these Hellbats are low. Needs to get rid of those ASAP. Lings coming in, surrounding what they can, gets rid of one of the Marines. Medevac just has so much energy on it though, and he's able to consistently heal through this. Extra Queen's on the way up. This Queen needs to keep on pulling away. Would love to be able to get a transfuse off of this one. It's the second too late before its Queen buddy goes down. And this is just Rogue completely unprepared for the Hellbat attack. GG's, TY takes the first series 2-0, a little bit of an underwhelming game number 2 after game number 1 was just so